Brad Pitt was the only winner of the Aniston Jolie Tabloid battle. In the Purity Chronicles, Vox looks back at the sexual and gendered mores of the late 90s and 2000s, one pop culture phenomenon at a time. Read more here. There was a moment in the 2000s when you could tell the world exactly what kind of woman you were trying to be by who you were rooting for in the Brad Pitt, Angelina Jolie, Jennifer Aniston love triangle. Being Team Aniston meant you believed in the sanctity of marriage, that you aspired to an achievable, girl next door glamour, that you wanted to be cool in a hottest prom queen of the decade kind of way. Being Team Jolie meant you believed that love was stronger than marriage, that you aspired to an otherworldly glamour, that you wanted to be cool in a cosmopolitan global citizen with lots of tattoos kind of a way. It felt as though one of those women was the right kind of woman, and if we could all just decide who she was, then we would know what kind of woman we should be, too, but which one was it? Nobody rooted for Brad Pitt in that love triangle, exactly, because that wasn't what he was there for. Brad Pitt didn't have to prove that he was the right kind of man. That was already assumed. He existed to choose the right woman, and to prove her rightness with his approval. But if the past few years of headlines prove anything, it's that in the long term, none of the women in this story ever really got to be right. Pitt and Jolie divorced in 2016, and now their messy custody battle has been dragged into the courts, with Jolie alleging that Pitt behaved violently toward her and their children, and Pitt supporters accusing Jolie of a smear campaign. Meanwhile, Aniston revealed in a December interview with Allure that she struggled with infertility throughout her marriage to Pitt. The stories are sad and disturbing, but they're also oddly familiar. When Pitt ended his marriage with Aniston in 2005 to enter a relationship with Jolie, he launched what would become one of the most potent and profitable tabloid narratives of the era. The storyline was set subliminally before anyone even confirmed the basic events, when Pitt masterminded a photo shoot with Jolie in W magazine that showed the two of them together presiding over a house full of children, while the press darkly implied that Aniston had chosen a nascent film career over kids. That story was, one of these women deserves to have Brad Pitt's babies. "I'll have your baby, Brad," said Eva Longoria's t-shirt, while Team Aniston and Team Jolie shirts flew off the shelves. In a way, that's still the story we're telling now. One of these women deserves to mother Brad Pitt's children. Which one are you rooting for? Questions about fatherhood, meanwhile, become significant by their absence. The issue of which woman Brad Pitt deserves to have kids with is rarely asked. Instead, we assume that he deserves whomever he happens to want. The big question of this story is who is the winner, but you don't need to struggle to win if you've already won. The only person involved to whom that applied was Brad Pitt. He needed no trophy of his own because his trophy was his whole life. Aniston and Jolie never actually got to win. They were always on the brink of having won, always on the brink of having proven themselves worthy of love, always contingent. They were never allowed to have won. As Pitt, Jolie, and Aniston return to their old tropes, each of them is trying to rewrite the narrative in their own favor, just like they did last time. To see how they're doing it now, we'll have to look at how they did it the first time around, and what they stand to gain now. That's how we present this content. Don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe. For the support of our viewers, thank you.